Rain lashes violently against the windshield, mirroring the internal storm brewing inside Noah Reed as he sits alone in his parked car. The upscale restaurant glows warmly through the windows just steps away, full of human laughter and comfort. Yet Noah feels completely detached, trapped in a freezing universe made of suspicion and heartbreak. His hands grip the steering wheel so tightly that his knuckles turn white, and the clock on the dashboard reads 11:47 p.m. Emily had texted earlier, "Work, dinner, don't wait up," but every instinct in him rejects the message. Something has been wrong for weeks. Emily dressing differently, guarding her phone like a secret vault, changing her passcode without explanation. Noah stares across a rainy street, paralyzed between fear and truth, knowing that stepping inside could destroy his world forever, yet staying out here might destroy him more. Finally, Noah forces himself to leave the safety of the car and walk toward the entrance, each step heavy like dragging chains. When he walks inside, the warmth of the restaurant hits him, but it doesn't thaw him. Instead, it burns. His eyes scan the room instinctively, and his heart stops when he sees her. Emily, laughing too loudly, touching the arm of a sharply dressed man. The lipstick she wears is bold and playful, the kind she never wore for him. The man's hand rests too comfortably on her chair. He recognizes him instantly. Connor Hayes, her senior partner, a man she always spoke respectfully about, but never fondly. Time slows. Noah doesn't approach, doesn't shout, doesn't expose the betrayal. Instead, he stands still, absorbing the truth like a slow, fatal poison. Without uttering a word, he turns and walks away before she even notices him. Back in his car, the rain continues to hammer the roof, but Noah doesn't feel any more. He sits motionless, eyes hollow, and a terrifying calm wraps around him. The kind that arrives only after emotions are too damaged to scream. He knows what he saw. There's no explanation that can erase it. Just when he thinks the moment has reached its lowest point, his phone vibrates. An unknown number. He unlocks it with slow, shaky fingers and reads a message. "You don't know me. I'm Connor's wife. We need to talk." His breath catches. The world reshapes instantly. This isn't just betrayal. This is the beginning of something bigger, darker, and far more complicated than he imagined. Noah stares at the message, stunned, realizing he just stepped into a story where nothing will ever be the same again. Noah and Emily met in college, two young hearts entwined by ambition and dreams. Their first apartment was modest, air mattresses, secondhand furniture, and hope filling the empty rooms. Noah remembers staying up late, nursing cups of instant coffee, while Emily pored over her textbooks. When he was offered promotion at a local firm, he declined, prioritizing her burgeoning career instead. Emily would rest her head on his shoulder and whisper, "You're my safe place," words that warmed him more than any accolade ever could. Those days were raw, imperfect, and alive, a time when love felt limitless and sacrifices were embraced without thought. Noah's devotion was unquestioned, and Emily's gratitude seemed endless. Their shared struggles bound them together in a way that promises, once made in youthful innocence, could never fully fade. Even when the bright spark of early love slowly started to dim under life's pressures, now, Noah and Emily's life looks perfect from the outside. A spacious suburban house, a 3-year-old daughter, Mia, and financial stability. Emily's career has flourished. She earns more than Noah, often staying late at the office, phone in hand, and eyes tired from long days. Yet the very foundation of their love is beginning to crack. Emily makes subtle comments about Noah's salary, her words like paper cuts that sting more than they wound, and he feels small under her gaze. Even moments meant for family, like dinner or Mia's bedtime, are overshadowed by her exhaustion and preoccupation. Noah tries to be patient, understanding, and supportive, but the emotional distance between them grows with each passing day. He senses that the partnership they once cherished is tilting, the balance of love and respect slowly eroding, leaving him questioning whether the sacrifices he made were enough to keep their marriage intact. Noah's heart is a battlefield. Despite the strain, he still loves Emily, and the thought of losing her and Mia terrifies him. He constantly wrestles with guilt and self-doubt. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm not enough. His best friend, Aiden, notices the cracks and tries to warn him gently, saying, "You're losing your marriage trying to protect it." Noah listens but feels paralyzed. He wants to fight for his family. Yet every interaction with Emily now carries the risk of a quiet, invisible rejection. He's caught between hope and despair, trying to hold on to memories of laughter and late-night talks, while navigating a present filled with criticism and cold silences. The audience feels every pulse of his anxiety, rooting for him to find courage, to understand that love sometimes requires confronting truths rather than silently bearing them, even when it risks shattering everything he cherishes. Noah sits tense in a quiet cafe, the rain still dripping outside, when Ava Hayes arrives. She's composed, but her eyes betray a storm, a mirror of Noah's own. Without preamble, she slides her phone across the table, revealing screenshots, voice notes, and pictures that rip through the fragile remnants of his trust. Each image exposes a layer of betrayal. Hotel check-ins disguised as work trips, fabricated dinner meetings, and texts where Emily flaunts her secret affection with words like, "He's so sweet, it's almost pathetic." Noah's hands shake, his coffee forgotten, and a tight silence fills the space. His mind races. The life he thought he had is suddenly a lie. He doesn't scream. He doesn't confront. Instead, he sits frozen, staring at the damning evidence, the weight of truth pressing him into the chair, while Ava calmly observes, knowing the fragile veil of his marriage has just been shredded. Ava leans in slightly, her voice low but sharp, offering a dangerous path. She suggests exposing Emily and Connor publicly, revenge that will humiliate them both and bring the affair to light. Her eyes flicker with a mixture of anger, pain, and vindication. Noah's chest tightens. Part of him wants to lash out, to make them feel the devastation he now carries, but another, deeper part recoils. He's still in love with Emily, still clings to memories of the woman who once whispered that he was her safe place. He shakes his head, voice barely audible. "I don't want to destroy Emily. I just want the truth." Ava studies him, a hint of frustration flashing before settling into resignation. In that moment, Noah's moral compass refuses to bend, showing the audience a man who is painfully principled, torn between raw anger and the remnants of loyalty that still anchor him. Then Ava reaches into her bag and pulls a small voice recorder. The gym locker room audio plays through her phone. Connor's voice fills the air. She's married to a nobody. She'll leave him soon, or he probably won't even fight for her. Noah listens, frozen at first, then slowly his posture changes. The weight of denial, the version of himself that once accepted pain silently, dies in that instant. The quiet, broken man is replaced by someone who is seeing clearly for the first time. Rage, clarity, and determination flicker in his eyes simultaneously. He stands, gripping the chair for support, as if bracing against an internal earthquake. This moment is the pivot. Noah is no longer the man willing to suffer quietly. The audience witnesses the birth of a new, resolute version of him, someone ready to confront truth and chart a course that will redefine everything he thought about his marriage, his self-worth, and the life he once knew. Noah transforms his heartbreak into meticulous strategy. He no longer reacts impulsively. Instead, he moves silently, collecting evidence of Emily's betrayal. Every text, email, and suspicious detail is logged, analyzed, and stored in secret folders. He doesn't shout, doesn't accuse. His calmness becomes unnerving. Emily notices the shift immediately. The woman who once dismissed small frustrations now grows paranoid under his quiet scrutiny. She starts peppering him with defensive questions. "Why are you always on your phone? And why are you suddenly interested in my schedule?" The tension between them thickens, an invisible fog settling over their home, once a place of laughter and warmth. Their suburban house becomes a cage of suspicion. Every interaction carries weight. Every glance is a potential threat. Noah's silent composure unnerves Emily, feeding her insecurities, while he remains collected, letting the evidence and truth quietly accumulate like a storm gathering strength before the inevitable explosion. As Noah's calm vigilance grows, Emily's behavior shifts toward manipulation and control. She lashes out subtly, twisting reality to protect herself and undermine his judgment. Gaslighting becomes routine. "You're insecure," she snaps when he questions her late nights. "You're reading too much into things," she adds, smirking as though he is imagining his own pain. "You don't trust me because you're threatened by my success," she says, trying to pin her guilt onto him. The home, once a sanctuary, now brims with emotional landmines. Every conversation feels like navigating a minefield where one wrong step could ignite explosive confrontation. Noah listens, absorbs, and remains silent, refusing to be baited. In parallel, Ava and Noah communicate regularly. Their bond isn't romantic, but deeply human, a shared understanding of pain and betrayal, providing Noah the clarity and emotional grounding he desperately needs to keep moving forward, while Emily's paranoia only intensifies around him. Suspense crescendos as Emily's betrayals become tangible. She returns home one evening wearing perfume that doesn't belong, an invisible clue to a night spent elsewhere. Noah, ever patient and methodical, notices a change but does not confront her immediately. Later, while she sleeps, he discovers a hotel receipt tucked inside her purse. Instead of yelling or confronting her, he quietly absorbs the confirmation, cataloging it alongside his growing body of evidence. The home is now a pressure cooker, unspoken accusations, cold silences, and hidden truths suffocating both occupants. The audience, watching Noah's careful preparation and Emily's oblivious or defensive behavior, senses that a critical confrontation is inevitable. Every scene hums with tension. Every subtle movement could trigger the explosive climax, leaving viewers perched on the edge of their seats, fully aware that something monumental is about to unfold. The family dinner begins in Emily's parents' lavish dining room, the aroma of roast and wine mingling with forced cheer. Emily is a picture of the perfect wife, smiling graciously as her father praises her accomplishments. "Your career is remarkable, Emily." She nods, adding a rehearsed line. "I couldn't have done it without Noah's support." A statement meant to mask the betrayal hidden beneath the surface. Noah sits quietly, composed, sipping water, letting the warm applause wash over him without emotion. The contrast is stark. Emily radiates charm and control. Noah exudes an icy calm, a storm barely restrained. The family senses nothing amiss. He carefully surveys the room, mentally preparing. Every subtle glance, every toast, is deliberate. The audience feels the tension mounting, aware that Noah's silence is deceptive, a prelude to revelation. Beneath his calm exterior, the pieces are ready to fall into place. Noah rises, glass in hand, and his voice is calm, measured. "I'd like to show everyone what your daughter was doing during her work dinners." He plays Ava's voice recording, the sound filling the room like a physical presence. The casual chatter dies instantly. Forks freeze midair, eyes widen in shock. One by one, he reveals the evidence. Hotel receipts slipped into purses, incriminating screenshots, text messages laced with betrayal. Emily's practiced poise crumbles as denial and panic overtake her. She begs, pleads, and screams, trying to spin explanations that no one believes. Connor, attempting to escape, moves toward the door, but Ava peers, blocking the exit, her expression fierce and resolute. The audience watches the room transform from a warm, celebratory gathering into a battlefield of raw emotion, with every revelation intensifying stakes. Noah's quiet composure makes the impact more devastating. He does not gloat. He simply reveals the truth. The final, devastating twist lands like a hammer. Emily's betrayal goes beyond infidelity. The evidence uncovers her plan to separate Noah from their daughter, gain primary custody, and liquidate the house, all orchestrated with Connor. The room erupts. Parents cry in disbelief. Emily screams. Ava glares with controlled fury, and Noah, though emotionally shattered, remains silent, absorbing the destruction of the life he believed in. The audience is held in raw suspense, watching every emotional reaction collide. The contrast between Noah's restrained devastation and the chaos around him magnifies the drama. Every family member's response adds weight to the moment, from tears of heartbreak to shouts of anger. In this scene, the stakes are no longer just marital. They are familial, legal, and deeply personal, creating the ultimate emotional crescendo of the story. After the emotional climax, Noah takes decisive action. He files for divorce, moving with quiet determination rather than vengeance. The court proceedings confirm his joint custody of Mia, ensuring their daughter remains grounded in love despite the broken marriage. Meanwhile, Emily's professional world collapses. Her affair with her senior partner triggers an HR investigation, leading to her termination. Her pleas for forgiveness are frantic, raw, but Noah responds with calm clarity. I loved you enough to fight for us. You loved yourself enough to destroy us. There's no shouting, no spectacle, only measured truth. This moment defines a boundary between justice and revenge. Noah doesn't seek to humiliate Emily further. He simply reclaims his dignity and protects what matters most. The audience sees a man who has learned that empowerment comes from action, not emotion, and that integrity in the face of betrayal is the ultimate form of strength. With a legal battle behind him, Noah turns his focus inward, committed to rebuilding his life. Therapy helps him process grief and betrayal, allowing him to confront pain without being consumed by it. He becomes more present in Mia's life, attending school events, bedtime routines, and weekend activities, nurturing a deep and loving bond. Professionally, Noah finally accepts a promotion he once declined to support Emily's career, proving to himself that personal ambition and family devotion can coexist. Every small victory, a shared laugh with Mia, a confident presentation at work, a peaceful evening alone, reinforces his resilience. The audience witnesses Noah's transformation from a man crushed by deceit to one empowered by self-respect, responsibility, and love. His journey emphasizes that true healing stems from reclaiming control over one's life, rather than retaliating against those who cause harm. Throughout this period, Ava remains a steadfast ally, providing understanding and empathy without romantic involvement. Their friendship is rooted in shared pain, honesty, and mutual respect, offering Noah the emotional support he needs without complicating his healing process. As the months pass, he no longer defines himself through his marriage or betrayal, but through his own choices, ambitions, and relationships. Healing, not revenge, becomes a central theme of his transformation. He attends social gatherings, builds meaningful connections, and maintains a consistent presence in Mia's life, embodying the balance he once lacked. The audience sees a man who has reclaimed his agency, matured emotionally, and learned that empowerment comes from self-respect, perseverance, and love for what truly matters. Noah's story concludes not with spectacle, but with quiet, dignified triumph. A testament to resilience and personal growth. 1 year has passed since the chaos and betrayal shattered Noah's life. He sits on a weathered park bench, sunlight streaming through the branches, a gentle breeze stirring the leaves. Mia, his 3-year-old daughter, runs around him, plucking wildflowers with giggles of pure joy. Noah kneels beside her, teaching her to arrange the delicate blooms, his hand steady, his demeanor calm. The trauma of the past year has softened into a quiet resilience. Each laugh, each small hand passing him a flower, becomes a testament to survival, love, and patience. The park is serene, almost meditative, a stark contrast to the storm of deceit that once consumed his home. In these moments, Noah is fully present, not haunted by revenge or resentment, but grounded in his love for Mia, embodying the transformation of a man who has reclaimed his life, his dignity, and his role as a father. Emily arrives for her scheduled visitation, her steps hesitant, her posture slumped, reflecting the weight of consequences she can no longer evade. She watches from a distance, seeing Noah's patience, care, and joy as a father, everything she once took for granted. Guilt softens her expression, and she whispers almost inaudibly, "I didn't know what I had." Noah looks up briefly, a soft, gentle smile crossing his face. There's no anger, no bitterness, only a quiet understanding, the kind that comes from having endured betrayal, navigated grief, and emerged intact. In this brief, wordless exchange, the audience feels closure building. Emily realizes the depth of her loss, while Noah demonstrates the strength of character that has defined his transformation. This scene shows that healing doesn't require vengeance. It is measured in dignity, presence, and the ability to embrace life despite past pain. As Emily walks away, tears streaming silently, Mia runs to Noah and hugs him tightly. "Daddy, why are you smiling?" she asks, her innocence highlighting the peace he has fought to reclaim. Noah lifts her slightly, brushing her hair back, and replies, "Because we're okay now." His smile radiates quiet triumph, not over Emily, not over the past, but over life regained, love preserved, and stability restored. The camera lingers on this intimate tableau, father and daughter enveloped in sunlight, the park a sanctuary of reconciliation and growth. No vindication, no bitterness taints the frame, only healing, acceptance, and the enduring power of love. The audience is left with a lingering sense of completion, understanding that true strength lies in emotional resilience, forgiveness, and the courage to embrace life after trauma. This final moment marks the emotional crescendo, a serene ending to a journey of heartbreak and renewal.